It's blind ranking time, baby. For those unfamiliar with the series, I had you guys send me your teams on Twitter, and I'm gonna put them on this wheel and rank the teams one at a time. You know, number 1 being the best team on this wheel, and number 10 being the worst. But I don't know what any of these teams look like, so I'm gonna go in completely blind and see if I can get these in the right order. If you want to play along with me, just comment down below as we go along. Comment who you got. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel to see which team we got first. We got Dalton Smith. All right, so my guy Dalton at point guards, he got Dwayne Wade and Sidney Moncrief. At the 2s, he got Paul George and Mitch Richmond. At the 3s, he got LeBron and Xavier McDaniels. At the 4, he's got Giannis and Shawn Kemp. At the 5s, he got D-Rob and Dirk. Okay, so point guards are dubs. Moncrief is great, not amazing. I really like Paul George, not so much Mitch Richmond. LeBron, I just talked about this on the Daily News, so I can't knock him. LeBron's still a top 3, top 4 small forward in the game. Xavier McDaniels is super tough. Not a big fan of Shawn Kemp or Dirk. Okay, so we got 10 teams here. I'm not gonna go too low. I'm gonna put Dalton at 8. Dalton's gonna be at 8. Let's go and spin the wheel, see who we got next. Cal, real solid. Let's take a look at Cal's team. So we're only ranking based on the first 10, okay? Not the last 3. So he's got Oscar, one of the best point guards in the game, along with D Wade. Super tough. Dr. J and Ron Artest, 2 of my 2 favorite shooting guards. He's got that Beasley, and he's got Kawhi. He's got EJ Lin, and he's got Bol. Then he's got Wemby, and he's got D-Rob. Not really any flaws with this lineup at all. Ron Artest is great. If I had to pick one player to upgrade, maybe be Ron Artest. But I don't think any of these cards really need upgrading, to be honest with you. I'm a little worried there might be a team better. I'm going to go 3. Cal's going to come in at number 3. All right, let's spin this wheel. Who we got next on here? Next, we got my boy Cubehead. All right, so Cubehead's team looks pretty similar to Cal's. He's got Oscar and Shea starting at, I'd take D-Wade over Shea. He's also got Ron Artest and Dr. J. He's got Beasley and Rudy Gay. Me personally, I'm taking Kawhi over Rudy Gay. He's got Embiid. I'm not a big fan of Embiid at power forward. I'm not gonna lie. With Willis Reed and then Wemby and D-Rob. So if I put Cal at number 3, I'm not the biggest fan of Embiid at the 4. Willis Reed is good, not great. I take Kawhi over Rudy Gay. So I put Cal at 3, then I gotta put Cubehead at, let's go 5. Okay, I'm gonna try hard not to put everybody in the middle like I always do. I gotta put some people at the top and gotta put some people at the bottom. Who we got next? Old Head James. All right, so I'm recording. If I can add it around it. Oh, so let's take a look at James's squad. So Magic, I'm not gonna lie, Magic is like a top 3 point guard in the game to me. Don't judge me. He's got Zach, so he's got a good point guard duo. Franz, not the biggest fan of Franz. Great card, terrible on defense. And then he's got Kawhi. And he's got Paolo, who is almost as good as the Opal. So honestly, I can't knock him having Paolo in the lineup. And then he's got Larry Johnson, Bol, Xavier McDaniel. I'm not sure how I feel about Xavier McDaniel at the 4, unless he switches to Larry Johnson, but both are a little undersized. Then he's got Bol and Wemby and D-Rob. Okay. The biggest flaw in this team is, in my opinion, Franz's defense. And Magic can't shoot very well, but you can use them. You can use them. Magic can be a beast. Would I be crazy to put this? Because if you look at this team, it doesn't look like it's the best. But would I be crazy to put this at 4? Because they're players I like, and that's what matters, right? The players I like. Yeah, you know, fuck it. Old Head James going at 4. We got 6 teams left. FT2K Aiden. Let's take a look at his squad. So Aiden has Zach LaVine and D Wade, W point guard duo. He's got Franz and Kyle Korver. That's going to be tough. Two shooting guards that don't play any defense. If I see Franz and Kyle Korver out there, it's going to be an issue. Xavier McDaniels is tough. I'm not going to lie, I can't see who that card is. So we're going to call that neutral. Paolo's a really good card. Marc Gasol is a little bit of a liability. He's a little bit slow out there. Great card, but just kind of slow. Dirk, not the biggest fan of Dirk, but I'm not going to knock you for Dirk. And Big Z is a great card. I'd say the biggest issue is the shooting guards. They're buckets, don't get me wrong, but they don't play any defense at all. If I see those two cards out there, I'm going directly at them every possession. They're not going to stop any back cuts. They're going to get blown by. They're going to be very tough on defense. So just for that reason, I'm going to put Ayton at number 9. 5 left. Who we got left on? We got my boy Nate. Let's check out Nate's squad. All right, so Nate is rocking with D-Wade, Sidney Moncrief, Mitch Richmond, Vince Carter, Kawhi Leonard, Terry Dishinger, Dirk, Xavier McDaniels, Porzingis, and D-Rob. So I haven't played with Mitch Richmond personally, so I can't judge him. Not the biggest fan of Vince. I'm not going to lie. Vince isn't a bad card, but not the biggest fan. Terry Dishinger is a bucket. If I had to nitpick a couple players, it'd probably be Vince and Dirk, but that's just me being picky. Sidney Moncrief is pretty tough, not amazing. I think I'd have to put this team at 7. My boy Nate's coming at 7. I wanted to say 6. No, Nate's going 6. Nate's going 6. All right, so we got 4 left. We got 4 players left. Next, we got FT2K Shaq. Let's pull his squad up. I see he left my man AJ Johnson on there. I will no longer judge him for AJ Johnson. It's okay to have AJ Johnson there now. So we got Zach LaVine, Penny Hardaway, 2 good point guards, Ron Artest, Bernard King. No Bernard King sighting yet on this list. Bernard King's tough from what I hear. LeBron, Xavier McDaniel, Kareem, and Dirk. Even though that's only pink diamond Kareem, if he can shoot with them, I'll allow it. Big Z and D-Rob. So out of all these cards, I'd say the biggest flaw, I'm not a fan of Dirk, and I'd have to see if he could shoot with Kareem. If I ran into this lineup, I would make him prove to me that he could shoot with that Kareem. And if he made a couple, then we might have an issue. Kareem is a beast on defense though, so even if he does struggle to shoot a little bit with them, that's still going to be a pretty good lineup. Defensively, I like how he built his team on defense starting around Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine doesn't play a ton of defense, so you can kind of hide him a little bit, you know, switch some assignments up there. With Shaq's team, I can't go as high as 2. We're going to go 7. Shaq's going to go at 7. All right, so we got 3 left. Next, we got my boy Ace Jose. All right, so Ace got some of those guys on here. So he's got Cade Cunningham and Devin Booker. This is actually the first Cade sighting on the list. Cade might be my favorite point guard in the game, for real, for real. I still got to dock Franz Wagner a little bit just because he doesn't play any defense. And, you know, I hate to keep bringing that up, but people love the Franz offensively. He doesn't play any defense. And then he's got Ron Artest, he's got Michael Beasley, and he's got Adam Morrison. I've seen firsthand what we could do with that Adam Morrison. He's tough. He's got Giannis, and then he's got Hakeem. Not the biggest fan of Hakeem at power forward, but he's good enough on perimeter defense, so it's not a big downfall. Kristaps Porzingis and Greg Oden. He swears he's tough with his Greg Oden, so I'm gonna have to give him the benefit of the doubt. This squad right here, lots of offense and a couple of key defenders with like Ron Artest and Giannis. So mostly it's gonna be an offensive lineup. He's gonna try and outscore you, honestly. Just because I really like Cade, I really like Beasley, I really like Giannis. I don't want to put him at 10, so Ace is gonna have to go number 2. I feel like he definitely should have been more in the middle. And I make this mistake every time. I save 1 and 2 for way too late in the game. And so now we got 1 and 10 left. We got Large Infant and Blasian Ricks. Let's check out Large Infant squad. So Large Infant, he added the John Havlicek. You love to see it. So he's got Drew Holiday, John Havlicek, Gordon Hayward, Jared Solinger, which I actually heard that card is really tough. Kristaps Porzingis. He brought the all Celtics squad out. He's got the Derek White, Ray Allen, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Shaq. And so, okay, so I definitely don't think this lineup's a 10. It's definitely not 10. So I'm going to have to put it at 1. It's not a 1 lineup. I fumbled this list again. One of these days, I'm going to get this list right. We got Large Infant coming in at 1. And lastly, we got Blasian Rick's squad. Let's check out Blasian Rick's team. His is going to be number 10. Blasian Rick's got Zach LaVine and D Wade, Paul George, Franz, LeBron, Xavier McDaniels, Joel Embiid, Triple J, Wemby, and D-Rom. That's going to be your number 10. I know. I fumbled. One of these weeks, I'm going to get it right. It's just not this week. Let me know how close you guys were. Did you guys put together a solid list? And how bad mine was, man. If you want to participate in this next one, follow me on Twitter. I send the tweet out every Saturday. And I normally give you guys a couple days to send the lineups in. So be sure to follow me at ThatGamingDad25. I appreciate the love and support. As always, y'all be safe. Peace.